I'd like to call order to the swearing-in ceremony of Matt Hallock of Monterey Park Fire Chief. The Pledge of Allegiance will be done by Battalion Chief Ken Leisure. Ken? If you all can stand that are seating.
Thank you, Ron. At this time, I'd like everybody to stand, face the flag, and let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thanks, Ken. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ron Bowe. I am the city manager for Monterey Park. It is my distinct honor and privilege to be your master of ceremonies this evening, Monday, December 20th, 2021. Welcome, everyone, to this celebratory evening, a long time in the making, but a rite of passage for being a fire chief. As you know, 2 months ago, we did the same thing with our police chief. This was a specific time for our fire chief to have this swearing in, and I'll let Matt talk about that towards the end. We would like to acknowledge some of our dignitaries that are here, our distinguished guests here tonight with us, beginning with our city council, Mayor Yvonne Yu, Mayor Pro Tem Henry Lowe, Councilmember Hans Leong, Councilmember Fred Sonoso, Councilmember Hans Liang, Councilmember Peter Chan, City Clerk Vincent Chang, our City Treasurer Joseph Leon could not make it tonight due to business. And then also we have from Alhambra Unified School District, Board Member Kenneth Tang. We have some fire chiefs in the audience. I couldn't see all of them. Hopefully they're here. Chief Scott Haberly from City of Huntington Beach. Scott, where are you? Stick your hand up. Everybody's got the same uniform, so it's hard to see over here. All right. Chief Mario Rueda. Is from the City of San Marino. Chief Brent Bartlett, City of Sierra Madre. I don't think I missed any other chiefs, but if I did, please give me your name and we'll make sure we give you the distinguished honor. Thank you, chiefs, for being here. We also have with us Monterey Park's executive team, Assistant City Manager Inez Alvarez, our City Attorney Carl Berger, Police Chief Kelly Gordon, Librarian Diana Garcia, Director of Management Services Martha Garcia, Director of Public Works Frank Lopez, Director of Human Resources and Risk Management Christine Tomikawa, Director of Community Services and Recreation Robert Aguirre, I didn't see Steve, so he's not here today. Okay. And as I said, if I missed anyone, please leave your business card and we'll make sure we... And then our Economic Development Manager, Joseph Torres. All right. So let me start with the bio of Matt Hallock. Matt began his career with City of Monterey Park Fire Department as a reserve firefighter in 1994. 2 years later, he accepted the full-time job with Southern California Edison, where he worked in emergency management. In 2002, he left Edison to accept a full-time firefighter position at the City of Monterey Park. Matt promoted to fire engineer in 2006, fire captain in 2011, and battalion chief in 2017. In 2006, Matt earned a master's degree in public policy and administration from Cal State University, Long Beach. In 2019, Matt earned the designation of Executive Fire Officer from the National Fire Academy located in Emmitsburg, Maryland. Matt is also certified through the state of California as a public officer specialist and emergency management specialist. Matt has been involved heavily with all aspects of fire department, with the majority of his career focused on emergency preparedness. Prior to promoting to battalion chief, Matt was the CERT coordinator along with the fire department emergency preparedness coordinator. Matt makes his home in Long Beach with his wife Cheryl, his daughter Isabel just graduated from University of San Francisco. His son Will is a sophomore at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and his youngest daughter Cecilia is a junior at Long Beach Poly High School. I had the privilege of working with the former chief, Scott Haberly, who's back there, in the city of Monrovia, as a colleague here in Monterey Park, and then his city manager. As a city manager, we continuously had discussion amongst the executive team regarding growing and mentoring our staff for future opportunities in the city of Monterey Park. Beginning in 2017, we focused on a program, Hiring to Retiring, which implemented a succession plan. On January 22nd, 2020, I received a transfer of command plan, which highlighted his sense of duty to identify his replacement on an interim basis upon his departure. The City of Monterey Park invested in Matt Hallock as much as he invested in his commitment to duty to Monterey Park. On February 8th, 2020, I promoted Matt Hallock as the interim fire chief just before the pandemic. As we entered the pandemic and declared a state of emergency on March 11th and ratified the emergency on March 18, 2020, stability, structure, leadership was needed immediately with the fire department due to this pandemic. Instead of going through the process of recruiting, we knew we had a leader with forward-thinking ideas that would guide us through these tough times. Matt Hallock became the fire chief on March 21st, 2020, a momentous day for the City of Monterey Park. This was a momentous day not only for Matt and the fire department, but this was the same day that we also declared our police chief, Kelly Gordon, the police chief for the police department. So as you can see, we have two great fire chiefs. Okay. At this time, I'm going to introduce our mayor to have a few words regarding Matt Hallock being the chief, and then we will go down the line according to protocol. And they will hand it back to me once they're finished, and I'll introduce the rest of the dignitaries and some presentations. Mayor, you?
Hello, everyone. Wow, we don't have mic. Let me test my voice. This is Yvonne Yu, Mayor of Monterey Park. And today is my great honor to be here to see Fire Chief Matt Hallock being sworn in. And I wanted to say, from the bottom of my heart, when I first met Fire Chief, he's tall, handsome, with a big smile on his face all the time. Although he get appointed to be leader, but he doesn't have the superior distance with all of us. He's a very good team player, down to earth. I still remember that during COVID, the fire department helps a lot of people doing vaccinations. And I visit the vaccination site. I always see fire chiefs standing there in front of people and greet people, making sure everything's okay. And he was there actually from day to night. So I'm really grateful that for Monterey Park to have such a great leader leading us. And I know that for our firefighters, I wanted to read off actually a ranking that I feel very proud of, that we have a public protection classification, PC, the rating of a class 1 by insurance service officer. It's actually out of 33,000 fire departments in the whole United States. Monterey Park is one of the 132 agencies that has achieved this designation. So our fire department is actually on the top 132 fire department out of the whole United States of 33,000. So Fire Chief, thank you so much for the achievement, and I look forward to you bringing us to a more world-class level of our fire department. And our job is to bring you the funding. So, thank you so much, thank you. Now let's welcome Mayor Pro Tem Henry Lowe to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Let me begin by recalling the first time I really got to know our Chief of Fire, Matt Hallock. And just like Yvonne was recounting, I had just been sworn in to City Council and maybe been on the job for a month. And Chief Hallock was so kind to invite me to the station, to give me a tour, and just give me the history of this fire station and also the history of the fire department here in Monterey Park. And there's one thing that stands out for me in that tour that day was, Matt, when you took me to your office, you showed me a little toy fire engine, which apparently you've had since you were, 8 or even younger. And I remember that because, clearly being in fire service has been a part of who you are for your entire life. And it shows in your dedication, in your leadership, your commitment to this fire department, and not just for its residents, but to the men and women of the fire department, the people sitting behind us, who themselves really are probably the most likely people that residents would remember, not so much the city council, but probably those who are in public safety, our fire, our police. Those are frontline people that residents remember and respect. And that respect and dignity comes from the top. And certainly you've set the tone, Chief Hallock, and we are just so proud to have you at the helm of the fire department. And as our mayor so rightly said, our responsibility, our task is to make sure that you have the support that you need to be the best that you can, that we leverage that community support so that you can continue to do the job that this community has come to expect and appreciate. And so, Matt, it's my pleasure to be here today with the rest of my city council and the community, actually, and the region, because again, it's so wonderful to have our friends from neighboring fire departments. We talk about mutual aid by our fire departments, but I also call it mutual friendship, and that's what it is, mutual friendship as a region, as a community family, and it's just wonderful to see the outpouring of excitement for your installation as chief, so congratulations. Now it is my pleasure to ask to come up to the podium Councilmember Fred Sonoso. Fred.
Good evening, everybody. Just want to let you know about my friend here, Mr. Chief Hallock. He's actually my blood brother. We share Dodger Blue together, so Dodger Blue runs through our veins. So when I first met the chief a couple years, almost 2 years ago now, he said that he was a big Dodger fan. He goes, let's go to a Dodger game sometime. I said, okay. So we went to a game and he invited Ryan Whittle. And I'm just a little guy, right? And these two guys are big, giant guys. I go, this is gonna be cool. We're going to a Giants game, so I could, say a bunch of bad things about the Giants, and I got protection here. And these guys know first aid, so if I choke on a Dodger dog, they could come and, do the stomach thrust and all that stuff. So it turned out to be a good night. So thank you, Chief, and for Ryan for making that a nice night for me. I also want to thank him for the way they reach out to my family, especially to my uncle, Frank. Those of you that don't know my uncle, he's 96, he's a World War II veteran. So they allowed him to raise the flag at the new fire station since we all live in that district down on District 3. So my Uncle Frank was able to raise the flag there for the first time, so I appreciate that. And also he had invited my uncle and I to have lunch with his crew a few weeks ago too. So my uncle still talks about that. He really enjoyed that. So thank you for your kindness, Matt. Thank you all for coming out and supporting and being part of this ceremony for Chief Hallock. And just thank you, Matt, for the service that you do to our city. Now I'd like to introduce my colleague, Hans Leon.
Thank you, Fred. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here tonight as we formally swear in Matt as our fire chief. I think my last memory, at least when I met Matt, that was around 2013, probably half a year into my term. And I remember we met at Starbucks down on Atlantic. And, being a new council member and getting to meet all of the members of the team, Matt was very straightforward, very honest, very sincere about his commitment on moving forward with the department. And I even remember at that time, Matt, I don't know if you remember, you had indicated to me that one day you wanted to be the chief. So that really stuck with me at 2013, and during that time really kind of paying attention more to how you handled yourself and how you did your job, which I can only say was of the utmost excellence. And I think as I stand here and look out into the audience, as I said, when you first start as a council member, you don't know everybody, but as I look out, it becomes like family, looking at everyone, knowing your names, and being here together to celebrate this occasion. So Matt, it's funny, we have a lot of chats about fitness. It's because of Matt, and I think it's his wife that now I have a VersaBoard that I use now. But I just want to offer you my deepest congratulations. For us as council members, I think when we think about the future and the future leadership of our departments, it's very important for us that we have someone that we believe is committed and has their heart in the right place for it, and we totally believe that you are that person. So again, Matt, congratulations, Chief Hallock, and congratulations to all the family members. I know this is also a very special day for you as well. Thank you. I'd like to now introduce my colleague, Councilmember Peter Chan.
Thank you, Councilmember Leon. I want to stay closer so I don't have to yell so much. And since my colleagues been talking about the first impression of the Fire Chief Matt Hallock, I have some little difference of our first meeting. I still remember very vividly. That was in August, early August 2013. And we met for lunch in Marie Commons. And the first impression is cold. Because at that time there are some issues between the fire department and the city, and I'm not going to get into that. But he's newly elected Fire Association, the president, and I'm the new rookie of the council. So we met and we talked. He was not a present meeting to start with. But eventually we settled our differences, and Monterey Park was transformed, and it comes better until what happened today. So thank you, Chief Matt Hallock, for all your hard work. And at that time, it was Chief Rivera, and then of course it was Chief Pigley, and then now it's Chief Hallock. And thank you so much for all your hard work. And 1 year and 9 months, he was our chief, without proper recognition. And so today is finally come, and I've been asking him and asking the city manager, when will it be happening? And now it's today. So I'm so happy for you, and I just want to wish you the best wishes and good luck to you. And I know that with your leadership and your experience and your good heartedness for the city and for the department, you will bring us to the next level. So I want to thank you so much, and just want to shake your hand one more time. I'd like to invite our City Clerk, Vincent Chang, to say a few words, and also maybe do your stuff.
Thank you, Councilman Peter Chan. You know, before I became elected city clerk, I used to volunteer for different things in the city, right? We had play days, we had 4th of July and all that. So during those times, I would see, Matt, as well as other members of the fire department. And, best of my recollection, they always been supportive of the community, even during those times when, there were discussions, about the future of the fire department. And actually, that was my first election when I became city clerk. My first duty was to run the election for that, but that's a discussion for another time. But my experience with Matt has always been good, and especially, during those times when my family and my parents, we went through times in need of the fire department. They've always been there for us. So thank you, not only to Matt, but the whole department as well. So.
Thank you, City Council, City Clerk. Next, for a presentation from the Alhambra Unified School District is Board Member Kenneth Tang.
Can you all hear me okay?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to try to use my teacher voice. So the first time I met Chief Hallock, it was at a vaccination site at one of our school, Markup High School. And of course, I think everyone has mentioned already what an outstanding service the department has been under your leadership. And it goes to show, because all the folks that were there, I mean, I was incredibly impressed with the smoothness, just working together with everyone. And there's no way to have that kind of smoothness and a well-organized run vaccination site like that without true leadership. And so I commend you for that. And, on behalf of the 16,000 students
of the Alhambra School District, the 21 employees that we were able to help, that the City of Monterey Park and the fire department was able to help get vaccinated, along with so many citizens of the City of Monterey Park. And on behalf of our superintendent, her staff, and the Alhambra Unified Board of Education, I'd like to recognize you for being selected the Fire Chief of the City of Monterey Park. We would like to thank you for your generous contribution to the students and the community of the Alhambra Unified School District, and we look forward to continuing our mutual efforts in promoting quality educations, and we want to wish you the absolute best for your continued success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That's fantastic. That's awesome.
Awesome. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Kenneth Tang. Next, we have the badge pinning, so if I could get the better half of Matt. We know who that is. Cheryl, come on up. Matt. We have the badge here. You guys have been married a long time, so if you poke them, it'll be fine, I'm sure. Yeah. Slowly, you need picture. You need picture. You need picture.
Gotta go on Instagram.
All right. Hey, Matt, don't go anywhere. You may as well stay up here. Yeah. Next, we're going to have the oath of office by City Clerk Vincent Chang. Vincent?
I'm not even gonna try this without glasses. Yeah, I know. All right. Let's better take this off. All right, sir. Well, it's always a pleasure to swear in a member of the community into the Monterey Park family. So especially when it's one of our first responder and, of course, somebody as handsome as you. But you ready?
Sure.
Okay, raise your hand, sir. Okay. I state your name.
I, Matthew Hallock,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will support
or affirm that I will support
and defend
and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and I take this obligation freely
and I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully
and faithfully
discharge
discharge
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations on behalf of the city council.
Well, now's Matt's time to kind of chat a little bit, but remember, you're on a dinner time.
I know.
The family wants to go eat dinner, so no long speeches.
I know, believe me.
All right.
Believe me, I know. I'm well aware. I'm well aware. I'm not one to want to stand in front of a podium and talk about myself or hear things about myself anyway, so I'll keep it short and sweet. Thank you. No. Just real quick before I get started, to Councilmember Leong's comments, I think if I were to go back to 2013 Matt, I think I would say I want to be fire chief, but not at the beginning of a global pandemic. Maybe rethink that. Like I said, I'll try to be short because there's so many people I want to thank that are here today that have made this possible for me to be here. But first I want to thank Yvette and Angela for putting this together, doing such a wonderful job. Yvette has done a few of these in her time here, so she always does a fantastic job. And given the parameters we have to work with, it's always appreciated, and I'm very thankful for her ability to put this all together for me and the department. Next, I want to thank the City Council for their support. I was humbled to hear all these things about me, and like I said, I'm not one to like to hear. I get embarrassed, but without your support, we wouldn't be the department that we are. And as I was thinking about what I was going to say, and I started to type something up, and I thought, if I can't speak from the heart about this, then I shouldn't be here. And the three of you, Mayor Pro Tem Lowe, and Councilmember Sinoso, we started on this journey sort of together in March of 2020. I was a newly appointed fire chief. You were newly elected council members. And so we kind of jumped into the fire together with that. And your support and your friendship through navigating the unknowns of COVID has been a tremendous benefit to me in my role as fire chief. So thank you. To Councilmember Leong and Councilmember Chan, yes, we've known each other for quite a few years, and it's a friendship, not just a professional relationship, but a friendship. And I do consider all of you my friends, but I've known you two the longest. And it was an arm wrestling match that Peter Chan and I had at Marie Callender's. He didn't want to say anything about it. I lost, he won, and so we moved forward past that. But a great working relationship, and again, we wouldn't have a new station, we wouldn't have the apparatus that we have and the things that we have without your support and your continued support. And whether it's me or the next fire chief, I know that there will be that continued support, so thank you so much. To City Manager Ron Bowe for again, echoing with the council members the support that we have from the city manager. I can come to Ron and pitch an idea or a concept or something we're looking to do, and he asks his questions like he should, and I know I have his support or direction to take with which to get that support. And I'm lucky as a fire chief to have that. I think not many do, or those that do know how important that is. So thank you for your support. Thank you for allowing me to do this at this time of year. I know with Christmas 5 days away, it's not easy for everybody to be here. And he mentioned it at the beginning, and what I'll say is, ironically, 3 years ago, on the same date, 2018, was a badge pinning when I became a battalion chief. And the reason that we did it on December was because my daughter was at college, and we wanted to do it so everybody would be here. And then we picked this date because she would again be home from college. Yeah, I'm really emotional, I think. She just graduated after 3.5 years from the University of San Francisco. Yes. And then we'll be on her next journey to Atlanta to work for a U.S. Senator in Atlanta in the next coming weeks. So very proud of her, but it allowed us to all be together as a family. To my fellow department heads that are here, Ron mentioned all of you. It's such a fantastic team that I get to work with. And, I think we're all fairly new in the role of department heads, and then to throw in a global pandemic at the same time, navigating those uncertain waters, to have the team that we have and to get to collaborate with, whether it be from translating flyers to advertise clinics, to putting on clinics, to the parks where we had the clinics, to controlling the traffic at the clinics, and then paying for it all. Martha. We couldn't do, and all the things that we've done and will continue to do as executives within the city. I'm just very fortunate to be a part of that team. I'm very thankful for all of you and all your support you give to me and the fire department. next to the fire chiefs that are here, I think just Chief Bartlett, but you know, for those that know, Area C has its own set of fire chiefs within this area, and then LA area as a whole has fire chiefs. And the two groups, you know, one encompasses the other, but we all work so great together. And even through a global pandemic, we all, you know, through Zoom meetings and everything, just the support network that I had as a newly promoted chief to my fellow chiefs has been so tremendous to navigate, again, these kind of unknowns to get us where we are today. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. To our former chiefs, Chief Murphy, Tim Murphy, who hired me. He's not here tonight. He couldn't be here, but I'm obviously thankful for his wisdom in giving me the opportunity to work for the City of Monterey Park. To Chief Jim Burrell, who kind of started me on a path of where I ended up, or I've ended up, and then finally to Chief Haberly, who's back there, who in our 5 years working together really mentored me to the point where it got me to the National Fire Academy and got me into being in front of the community more than I was, and for that I'll always be grateful and thankful for not just the mentorship but the friendship, and will continues to this day and will continue because I look to him as a mentor to where I'm at today, and I only hope I'm continuing the legacy that you started in your time here, so thank you. I hate to use the cliche, the boots on the ground, but to the firefighters that are, you know, that I'm so fortunate to get to lead, our code compliance division, our fire prevention division, the battalion chiefs, Fire Marshal Chris Gomez. You know, you guys make my job easy. I get to sit behind a desk and sign papers, and you know, you guys are out doing it. And I hate to keep saying this global pandemic, but to throw all these obstacles at all of you, changing the way we respond, things that we do, and you guys all did it without hesitation, without complaint, and not easy to do. And you maintain that professionalism that we're so proud of. And so, again, thank you for all of you for being here and supporting me, again, making my job a whole lot easier. To our retirees, I see Dave Kaufman, who else? Neil Martin, Randy Harper. I'm not sure if I missed anybody else. Is that it? Thank you guys for being here. It's fantastic. I'm so glad you're able to make it. Who else? Oh, never forget you. No, one of our firefighters who left to another city. Thank you for being here so much. It made my day. You know, something that we say in the fire service is probably common everywhere is we try to leave the place better than we found it. And I hope I'm doing that in your eyes because you worked at a 30-year or longer career and you put your heart and soul into this organization. And so for me to take on and continue that legacy, and hopefully when I leave, I will earn that respect in your eyes that I have done that. So thanks for being here. It really means a lot to me. You know that I always appreciate your friendship throughout my entire career and into your retirement. So thanks for being here. To the city staff, everybody, our public safety partners, thank you, law enforcement, for being here. I got so many guns in this room. I never felt so safe. But so thanks for being here. And the city staff in general, you know, some of you I've known a long time, some are new to the city, but in the end, we're one big family. And it's just great to work together with all of you and all the things that we do and will continue to do. So thank you. City Attorney Carl Berger is here, and he's got my you know what out of a ringer more than once, and so I appreciate that. And you know, a quick story. I said it was gonna be brief, but I guess I won't. He wrote a letter once. I had a guy calling me nonstop. And he said, I can't answer. I can't. Whatever it was something at Station 3. So I reached out to Carl and I said, hey, can you help me? And I think within 20 minutes he had a letter drafted, and my jaw dropped. I thought, wow, that's a great lawyer right there. I never heard from the guy again, ever. So thanks, Carl, for your friendship and your legal support. to my friends that are here, I selected some folks, and in no order, the Sullivans, Carol and Larry Sullivan. Raise your hands so everybody can see. Everybody knows who you are. In the community, I've been so fortunate that they've embraced me as their fire chief, and we've done some great things together in the past. I hope that we're able to get back to those things. Fire Service Day, fundraising events for the Lions Club, and children's eye screening, and the fashion show, and all those fun things. I think we're getting there. But during the pandemic, the Women's Club and the school district, and they put up these signs that said, "We love Monterey Park Fire," and "We love Monterey Park Police." And that made us felt so special when at times when we're very tough across the board. For us to pull out of the station and see those letters up there every day, I think really went a long way to making us feel like, we heard in the news, but when you saw that, it really made us feel like we were special, and it was really appreciated. So thank you, and always thank you for your friendship. To my friends at the AUSD, May and Natalie and Kenneth, we've done, we were partnered well before the pandemic, but then when the pandemic hit and we saw the need to get the vaccinations to people, and we partnered with AUSD, and we were able to get their staff vaccinated, students vaccinated, the community vaccinated, seniors vaccinated, all at Mark Keppel High School. And I think we did somewhere close to 4,000 vaccinations over the course of time, and that was from the partnership with AUSD. And so, and they feed us really well. And so you always give our support, because the food that they provide always draws firefighters, I'm sure police officers, anywhere we go. So I'll be the first to admit it. I love it. So thank you. And then finally, I want to say finally, my family. This is where I might get emotional. Oh, I did already. Dang it. To my mom, and my dad. Yeah. Thank you.
I'm very proud of you.
Maybe I'll put my mask over my eyes. I lost my dad in the middle of this pandemic, so that's why I'm emotional. And so I always try to live by his standards, and he was a walking leadership book. Always did the right thing, and so I tried to live up to his standards. So anyways, thank you. To my mother-in-law is here, Carol. Thank you as well for being here, both of you. To my wife, Cheryl, who has put up with a crazy schedule this entire career. The phone calls of, I'm not coming home today, not sure when I'm coming home. It's been an up and down, but managing that with 3 small kids at home, it was not easy, but she did a fantastic job. So without that support, I wouldn't be able to be here. And of course, to my kids, Isabel, who, like I said, I'm so proud of for graduating. I joke, everybody, $35,000 early from college. To my son, Will, who's a great supporter at home, and my daughter, Cecilia, and their boyfriends are here, Reese and James. Thank you all for being here. It means so much to me to do this. I don't care if it's 2 years later or tonight. It matters that we're all here together. So close to Christmas means everything to me. So long way of saying, in a short amount, it's supposed to be a short amount of time, thank you all for being here. It means more to me than you would possibly know, and I hope everybody has a fantastic holiday season and a safe holiday season, and that's it for Matt. So.
In closing, this basically ends the ceremony, but please stick around, catch up some of your stories with long-lost friends and employees that you haven't seen, have some drinks, also get some pictures, and also I'd like to thank Wing for taking pictures. Thank you all, be safe, have a great holiday.